So now we're going to stay at home Pilates, and we're going to look at some few exercises that you can put together and do them on a daily basis. Get you off your chair, get you into your chair. So we want your chair to be just at the side for the moment. You'll need your piece of band, which is a strong elastic band, and we'll just leave that there for now. So revisiting what you already know, and that is we should be standing on our tripod, lengthening up through the legs by tightening your thighs, pulling pubic bone to navel, engaging into your bottom, having done your parallel military, so the bottom is engaged, and then bringing your feet together. So we want to have the legs in parallel but together, and the hand just resting lightly on your chair. Take your body weight slightly forwards towards the 2 points of your tripod, back towards your heels. So having done your sways, you want to now start thinking of lifting up into the balls of your feet and lightly coming back down into your heel. So then we lift again up and coming on down. So mobilizing into your ankle joints, watching, however, that when you do raise your heels, just watch my feet here, when you go up, you're not allowing the heels to come apart and sickling out into your feet. So if you've got the chance of looking at yourself in a long mirror, just notice that you're keeping everything together. This is known as the midline, and you're looking at keeping everything towards your midline and towards your center. So just taking a nice easy lift up and lowering, breathing in and out through your nose. So if we take a breath in and then exhale as you lower. So going for around about 10 repetitions, and then we're going to take this now into a heel lift. So sending one knee forwards and coming back. And once again, watching that the knee is coming forwards rather than it going out to the side, and that the ankle is staying in line and not sickling out. And all of this is to prepare us for the lifting of the leg. Now, if you don't need your chair, you don't need it, you can just have the hands by your side, but it's always there just as a prop, really. So when you raise your foot this time, I'd like you to engage your tummy and raise your leg. Now, it doesn't have to come up this high. Just raising the leg just an inch off the floor can sometimes be quite a challenge. And we lift. Now what we're strengthening here is the muscle of the standing leg at this side. So we've talked about the large muscle in your bottom to get you in and out your chair. It's the muscle that moves you forward. Whereas this muscle is the muscle that we want to strengthen to keep the pelvis stable. So when you are raising your foot, you're not sinking into the hip. Because as soon as you start sinking into the hip, what's going on in your back is there's movement going on in the lumbar area, the low part of your back, and that can cause a lot of wear and tear, and really we want to try and avoid that. So this exercise, apart from helping you to get up and down the stairs, it helps to strengthen this medial muscle here on the side, and helps to keep your pelvis strong and still for when you're going upstairs and for when you're walking. So once we've gone ahead and done all those, let's come forwards again, lift both your heels, and let's just pedal from one foot to the other. And as you pedal, you're again trying to maintain stability here through your pelvis, so you're not swinging in your hips. Doesn't mean we shouldn't swing in the hips, because you need to swing when you're dancing, but when you're walking and climbing stairs, you want to be able to keep the pelvis still so there's no wear and tear going on in your low back. So let us take our feet down, come to the side, hands on your chair. Feet are going to be slightly wider than hip distance, and we're going into that squat that you learned, and that is to do your tip and to bend. Okay, so if you remember the pole on your back, and then come back up to stand. So what I'd like to do here is to come down into this squat and find your balance. Let the heels come down and come up. Once again, if you don't need your chair, then pop the hands down the side of your seam of your trousers. But the chair is always there just to give you a little bit of support if needs be. And again, this is all helping to strengthen through the ankles, strengthen through the legs, strengthen into your bottom. And taking it just a couple more times. If I've not done 10, then you're looking at being able to do 10 here. And I don't generally count, so 10 is an optional number. So let's bring the chair again, and in fact let's bring it facing forward. Okay, and you're going to stand in front of your chair. Use that movement now to sit yourself down, and you've got your band. I'd like you to place your band in between your big toes, but rather than the band being like that, I want you to put your band into your big toe, turn the band around so it's like a figure 8, then put your big toe in, so you've got that figure 8 on your feet. And what that's going to do now is it's going to open out your big toes. You're still on your tripod, you're sitting on your pumped up tyres and holding there. Okay, you take your hands now to the side of your chair to open out through your chest. If you can take the hands behind you, even better, but the side of the chair is fine. And think about sitting tall, pushing into your feet. You're looking out along the horizon, and the horizon goes right the way around the room. So if you're looking out along the horizon, keep the eyes on the horizon. Let your eyes start to move towards the side of the room, and then let your head follow. And then allow your eyes to start moving back, and the head follows. Always stop at centre. And then turn your head in the opposite direction. Now it's very easy to do this without actually using your eyes. You sort of take your eyes with you. I want your eyes to take the head round and your eyes to bring the head back. Remember that the eyes are a muscle in their own right. We very rarely think of working the eye muscles, so this is a good chance of doing this. It's a really good time to be working the eyes in the spring, because this is when this is filmed. From an oriental perspective, the eyes are up for service at this time of year. They're looked after by our liver, and the liver is up for service at this time of year. So once you stop at centre, I'd like you to bring the arms down. Take one hand behind you again, the opposite hand on your knee. And as you're sitting tall, take the eyes around towards your backhand. Turn the head, but then continue to rotate through your spine to look over your shoulder. Use your eyes to guide you back to centre and swap. Eyes lead the way. Where your eyes go, the body follows. So it's very easy just to turn and not really think about what you're doing. So really take this time to let your eyes guide you, and the head will follow, and then you turn. But don't let the legs move. These are anchored on the floor. Your feet are anchored on the floor. And again, we do this up to 10 repetitions. Really functional movement. It's a movement that the back is designed to do. If you're in any pain when you're doing this, then you shouldn't be in any pain when you're doing any of these movements. And the only time we want to really avoid doing rotation is if you are in a position right now where you've got disc-related problems. And quite honestly, if you do, you wouldn't be able to do that because it would be painful. So don't work with pain. Reduce your range. If you can move, if it's not broken, if it's not fixed, we need to be moving the joints in the way they were designed to move. So please don't be scared about moving. Move, but make it small if you're feeling a little bit of discomfort. and we will break there. So I'd like you to take your band off, take a tip from your hips, go down, keep your tummy tight, take your band away, and of course this big muscle in your bottom is going to get you up. You tip and you come up to stand. And I'll see you next time.